back, though. Northern Michigan. Oh, yeah, it's cold days.
What do you have for Coach?
Cory, obviously we talked a lot about the offense after the last 4 games and the 2 losses. What about the defense in the last 2 weeks? How have you, just the overall performance of the defense in these last 2 games?
Defensively, when you look back at it, versus SMU, I felt like from a tackling standpoint and on the perimeter we struggled, and you felt like those things got cleaned up from SMU to Virginia. So that was a positive of just looking at where we were at down there playing in Dallas versus SMU. I felt like we cleaned up some things. But, we still let up explosive plays, some stuff that hit us. Then, at the end of the day, we played defense, very good defense for the first half, and midway through the third quarter, then some things hit us. And, even in those in moments of that football game, on that last drive, we got to come up with some plays to get our offense the ball back, and could have came up with some plays earlier to put them on a shorter field, to be able to put them in position to hit a field goal and give us a chance at the end. So, we're always looking to improve things, and I thought we had a good first day back out there today on Tuesday. To correct some things that we already corrected on film from Sunday. But, I think we've had a lot of good moments on defense, but we got to continue to be consistent and can't have a bad moment. And I think we've had a few bad moments that have got us or let us up on a big play. And, we got to refrain from that.
Donovan doesn't have a lot of splash plays this year, but it seems like he does a lot of little things, like on the reverse where they kind of had a man with like a lot of blockers in front. He still found a way to limit that play. He had a couple breakups at key moments, especially the one at the end there. What does he do to stay locked in that you think maybe goes unnoticed if you're looking just at the highlights?
Yeah, I think if you really watch the intricacies of Donovan, you'll really realize how good of a football player he is. No, he's not out there with 5 interceptions, Now, he's sitting there, I think, 70-something tackles. He's very reliable. When you talk about that reverse, there was 2 O-linemen and the quarterback leading up, and he shedded 3 guys and made the tackle on that. And that's happened on the year, Cincinnati, there was an opportunity. They had a draw for a big play. Donovan, great open field tackle. Same thing with SMU. And even in that game against Virginia, they try to run a stutter and go in one of those first 2 series. Donovan, great eye discipline. Doesn't drive up, lose control with bad eyes on a quarterback, takes that away, quarterback scrambles, we get to him. So there's a lot of things when you really watch the small details of Donovan in a game or throughout the week. He does a lot of stuff great. Splash plays, he just has to make the plays that come to him. He did a good job in the back of the end zone giving us another chance when he punched that pocket on the tight end, number 44 at the end of the game last week. But, very proud of Donovan, and, we'll see. Hopefully, sometimes that ball can come to him in these last 3 weeks as he finishes up here.
How do you guys respond to the several disappointing moments in that game? Not just the next day, but actually that
Well, I would
game.
say if you look at within the game, how do they respond, okay? So everybody in this room knows defensively, 3rd and 15, we're not excited about that. They executed 3rd and 15. But you say, how do they respond? Well, they kept playing that drive, right? And we were in a position in 4th and 1 and, did a good job on 4th and 1. Got to come back that next one. But even so after that, they executed the first down there. And we still continue to fight. So how do they respond? They respond as fighters, and they continue to play. They don't duck their heads. They don't feel sorry for themselves. They just, poke their chest out, and they continue to battle and continue to fight. So that's how I would say they respond when things don't go right. Because even down, we still played to the end when things didn't go right 2 weeks ago for us against SMU. And I would say even as we get into here on Sunday, guys were very quiet, hurt from the weekend, but they came out and they practiced hard today. They didn't feel sorry for themselves. We've lost 2 in a row. It's cold outside. No, none of that stuff matters. The only thing that we can control is how we go out there and work, and that's what they did today. So I like how they respond.
Corey,
We do.
How do you prepare for a challenge in a team that spreads the ball around so much? How do you try to stay disciplined and know they have so many different targets they go after?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you look, I know last week you look at Virginia, they had Malachi Fields, and you're like, oh, you got to focus on him, which, we executed that. But at the end of the day, this is Power 5, Power 4 football. There's good players at all positions every single week. So you have to be locked into your position every single week and who you're going against and win that one-on-one. So they do a good job of spreading it around. They have some good young receivers that have made some good plays this year. They have Antonio, Williams, playing on the outside. They move him around a lot. They have the other slot receiver, Stiletto. I mean, they have some good weapons, and they do spread it around. But at the end of the day, football, you have to win your one-on-one, okay? And we're still going to continue to do what we do and, have to excel at our one-on-ones to be successful for the big picture regardless.
Pitt's team doesn't necessarily control time possession a whole lot. How has the defense responded to being on the field for a lot of minutes during the week out?
Oh, shoot, you're on the field. That means opportunities for you, right? Like at the end of the day, you're on that football field that gives you opportunities to make a play. And I think every kid, they come here and they want to be a part of this program so they can make football plays. So that's what it is at the end of the day. You're out there, you look at our defensive guys, they're on special teams, they're on that field, and that just gives them more opportunities to make plays. So anytime you're out there on defense, that gives you a chance.
You had referenced that 3rd and 15 play, and I was curious about that because you bring pressure, almost gets there. It seems like maybe Kyle even hit the guy's hand a little bit as he made the throw. Was the completed pass there, was that just sort of the risk inherent in bringing pressure in that situation, or was there a breakdown in the coverage?
It's a game of inches, like you say, right there, small thing. We almost get, a deflection on the ball there, and just, myself coaching, some of the details within the play got to be better. They did a good job of executing on the blitz. There's no breakdown in coverage. There's no coverage bust or anything like that if that's what we're looking for. But we just have to do a better job, and myself has to do a better job of coaching up those details within that play. So now we're in the proper spot of how that thing played out to be able to have color in that area to maybe deter some things. But at the end of the day, that kid stepped up and made a good play in that situation. He did a good job from his end too.
Do you have any good anecdotes on Donovan being a leader, not just this past week, but all season?
Yeah, I think Donovan, for him, not from a vocal standpoint, going out there, getting on guys, but the kid shows up, he works, he does all the small things, he gets all his extra work in on the field or in the classroom, off the field, after practice, and what that does entail brings guys along with him as well. So it's not just getting on guys vocally, but leading by example and just going out there and doing and pulling guys along. So I think he's done a very good job of that. And in general, you look at him, Javon, and PJ, they're a very close group of three. And just in general, defensively, other older guys too. When it comes to the extra work and just being coachable and that stuff, this older group that we have has done a very good job.
How has Javon improved this season as a starter?
I think Javon's been good. Again, it's looking at the details. And Javon, I don't know how many targets he's had at him this year, but I know it's at a 22% rate of completion percentage, and we want to be under 33%, and Javon's at 22, which is very good. So in coverage, he's done a very good job just in his one-on-ones, which we know at field safety, you live in some one-on-ones at times out there. And that's been a position where we've had some success with some guys, and I think Javon's continued to carry that on from a coverage standpoint of doing a good job of winning his one-on-ones and being tight in coverage on those slot receivers.
Anything final for Coach?